Welcome back. Now, at the start of this series, there were certainly a lot of people who expected Boston to run over the Islanders. And I never said it. I never thought it. I still don't think it. And if Boston's not careful, Game 5 is now huge. If Boston comes up short in Game 5, the Islanders are going to knock them out. So this game really, right from the opening, it felt like the Islanders wanted this. Beauvillier had an early fast break that was defended. Really loud crowd. The Islanders crowd again, very very loud. Grzelcyk had a shot that was blocked. Rask very sharp. The Islanders pressed at the 3-minute mark. Barzal was denied. More saves by Rask after that. Tuukka Rask had a great game. No goals on Varlamov's first 3 shots. Now, what's interesting about that, and normally that wouldn't be news, but in the playoffs, he's allowed a goal on his first 3 shots in every start coming into today, so that was different. Barzal had been denied at this point, of course. More Islanders pressure. The shots, though, were 4-3 for the Bruins at 7 minutes. It didn't feel like their shots were as dangerous. Hull then had a fight with Mayfield. We saw that coming, right? Big save then by Varlamov. The Barzal line was generating some pressure. Lazar had a shot that deflects wide. Things get kind of scrummy with 10 minutes and 37 seconds left in the first period. Martin and Tenorti then had a scrap after that. So Jared Tenorti, I thought, had a decent game tonight too. Again, for the Bruins, it's just they didn't have that finish tonight because Varlamov was fantastic as well. So the Bruins ended up on the power play out of that. The Islanders didn't like that, but they kill it off anyways. There was only the one shot. Palmieri then took a puck from Marchand. The Islanders ended up with a chance. The Bruins were aiming high glove hand on Varlamov, considering the goals tonight. It didn't work. Try something else. Post then for the Islanders press with 5 minutes left. Eberle fires one wide. They had some Ucamere minute. Oh yeah, Ucamere minute going on after that. Then there was a post for Pastrnak. Varlamov holds onto it. He had a wide open net. And I said, even on Twitter, I said, it'll haunt him if it's a 1-goal game, which essentially it is. So Pastrnak is going to be hopefully inspired by that to maybe get a goal in the next game. But Varlamov was very good after that against him because Pasta had some good looks, but yeah, Varlamov was very good after that. 2:22 left. We get more. Don't make me come over there. Lazar had a chance. It was saved. And then in the last minute, there was a press by the Bergeron line. So it's scoreless after 1. We go to the second. Early shot by McAvoy goes wide. Nelson then with a miss. The Islanders press. Dobson with a point shot. That was saved. The Islanders had the early edge in that period. Bruins get a power play. It was Martin penalty. The Bruins power play 1 for 11 in the playoffs on the road. Varlamov denies Krejci. Krejci scores. So the Islanders challenge it for goalie interference. There wasn't enough there to overturn it. Krejci scores from Marchand and Pastrnak at 3:57, and since it wasn't enough to overturn it, so the Bruins go back to the power play. But the Islanders kill that off. No shots. None. Eberle had a chance out of the box. That saved, but then Palmieri would tie it from Barzal and Eberle at 6:38. So to me, it looked like the Islanders, because that goal counts and there's a power play against them, they were kind of fired up. And Palmieri ends up getting the goal. That gets the crowd going. I agree that Palmieri and Barzal have some chemistry here, but I also think it's good of Barry Trotz that they're not on the same line all the time. I think Trotz has done a good job of switching up the looks that the Bruins are getting. And kudos to Pajot for winning the lion's share of faceoffs against Patrice Bergeron. There are not very many players in the National Hockey League that at the end of every game can say, yeah, so I outdrew Patrice Bergeron tonight. And it makes a huge difference when Bergeron's not winning those faceoffs and you're putting that Bruins line on the defensive as often as they are. So the momentum had shifted back to the Islanders. Riley had a wraparound chance. That was blocked. Clifton fires one high. Some good end-to-end action. Bailey was robbed as the crowd was singing their song for him, so he tried to put the exclamation point on that song, but hey. Hall to Krejci at the net doesn't connect. The Islanders then press the other way. Krejci had a penalty. There was some sticky pushy going on. It was a nut shot. They called it as a 5-minute initially, and I know there's going to be a lot of debate about whether or not it should have been a 5-minute spear or a 2-minute. Barzal, of course, was cross-checking him on the play. They don't call those, and I know people are upset. Bruins fans are all up in arms. They don't call those. I even posted on Twitter that I did a video over 2 years ago about how cross-checking is not called. And it's that 1, 2, 3, and then it's that fourth. They're like, well, it's the fourth one where they got him. And I mean, we can all have that debate, but the NHL's been very consistent on this. These little cross-checks, they don't call them. They never call them. It's very rare. And then when they do, people are like, oh, seriously? They let those go all the time. How can they call that there? So Krejci, upset with the cross-checks he was taking, turns around, gives him a little, how's your dad doing? And so it's a 2-minute penalty instead of 5. I agreed with it being 2. Barzal doesn't miss a shift. I'm sure it hurts. Barzal didn't miss a shift there. And yeah, so maybe on the review they saw those cross-checks and just 2 minutes. So in the end of it, Bruins kill it off. The Islanders, though, still had the momentum with 5 minutes left. Tenorti had a point shot that went wide. The Islanders then pressed the other way. It felt like every time Boston had a shot that misses the net, the Islanders just had a fast break the other way. The Islanders pressed in the final minute, and then with 53.1 seconds left, the Islanders get a power play. It was a McAvoy high stick. It was one of those ones that you see and you go, what are you doing? Why? Because they have to call that, so McAvoy with the high stick. So we go to the third period with that power play rolling over. There was a shorthanded chance for Marchand in the opening faceoff, which is kicked out. Coyle then intercepted a pass to finish off the kill. Pulock would fire one wide as the Islanders tried, and they mostly succeeded in pinning the Bruins down in that third period. They did a very good job there. The Islanders had a lot of looks early. Bruins definitely on their heels. Mayfield then had a shot deflect wide. Rask saved a Pulock chance and holds on. Tuukka Rask again. Good game by him. No argument for going away from Tuukka Rask in this series. Tenorti had a point shot saved. No sustained Bruins chances. A lot of one and done. A lot of one, saved by Varlamov and cleared out. Another high shot by Marchand. The Islanders then had a 2-on-2 that misfired. Varlamov denies Pastrnak. Some scrambled play with 8 minutes left. Lots of checks. And again, this is where if you zoom in and you do like some kind of forensics investigation of this game, you could have found 3 or 4 penalties and what was going on there. And if you're an Islanders fan, you'd spot at least 3 fouls by the Bruins. If you're a Bruins fan, you'd spot at least 3 fouls by the Islanders. Boys will be boys. But Barzal ends up scoring from Mayfield and Dobson at 13:03, and it was a really strong shift by that line. Barzal now getting shots, and he's getting goals. Who thunk it? So the Bruins would try to answer. The fans' chants were, through my TV, they were deafening. Now I'm getting a new soundbar for the TV tomorrow, which is all fancy schmancy, so I'll have a better idea of just how loud things are in these arenas. But it certainly sounded like Nassau was rocking. This is a crowd that understands just what's on the line here. And I don't think anybody sat down for that entire third period. Like, it was a metal concert. Everybody's just standing up. I've been to concerts where some people stand up and some don't, and it gets really awkward. So I would imagine a hockey game gets kind of awkward if some people are like, I'm just going to sit here. All right, well, you won't get to see. I actually was at a concert once where people got mad that other people stood up. And it's just, it's a rock concert. Why are you mad? People are standing in a row. Why is everybody singing along? This is obnoxious. Why are people clapping? You shouldn't be clapping and chanting, and what is going on? Anyways, I didn't see anybody doing that at Nassau tonight. It looked like everybody was all, and I will say this, there were people there with burnt jerseys, and it felt like they weren't being, annihilated, like they might be in other arenas around the NHL. Like they were enjoying that, yes, we're getting beat, but it's okay, and we'll fight another day kind of thing. And of course, with this result, you're guaranteed a Game 6 at Nassau, so you can come back and wear your Bruins jersey again if you'd like. Grzelcyk had a point shot that bounced around and was cleared out. Barzal had a fast break. Tuukka Rask makes the save, and then he saved a good chance from Nelson. He's keeping this close. Then Pajot, showing why he's been the MVP unofficially. You can name numerous MVPs for the Islanders. To me, he'd be the MVP of this playoff run. He prevents the goalie pull. Rask was going to the bench. He gets the turnover, puts Rask right back in the net, and killed at least, I think it was 20, 30 seconds, which is an eternity in a game like this. They do finally get him out. But Cizikas gets the empty netter from Clutterbuck at 18:57, because when Rask leaves the net, Boston doesn't have great control of the puck here. This is a desperation pull by the Bruins. The Bruins call a timeout, likely making plans for their flight out because they're not coming back. So at 1957, Pajot gets the empty netter as well from Komarov because the Bruins pulled the goalie again, because why not? Pajot, I'm glad to see him get the goal because, man, he was such a major part of this game tonight. The Islanders win this one 4-1. Impressive game all around by the Islanders, and the shots show it. The shots were 11-7 Boston in the first. In the second, it was 14-10 Islanders, 13-8 Islanders in the third. The final shots, 34-29 in favor of the Islanders. Power plays, Boston 1 for 3. Islanders 0 for 2. The hits, 30-27 in favor of the Islanders. Block shots, 20-13 in favor of the Bruins. Tuukka Rask, 30 saves on 32 shots. And Varlamov saves 28 out of 29 at the other end. Both goalies were really good. This was the complete opposite of the game we had earlier today, which is kind of fun. Different personalities. So I do find this entertaining in that there were those coronating the Bruins as the winner of this series before it started, and the Islanders might have other plans. So I've been saying from the beginning, I could see this going to 7. I'd love to see it go to 7. It may go to 7. I also want to say, too, this game looked like it could get really ugly with everything that was going on in the second period. Thankfully, it didn't. But, yeah, I mean, there were 5 power plays in this game. You could have called another 15. And maybe it's time I did another video where I talked about cross-checking. Because, yeah, they don't really call it. And as I've been saying recently, we got a new team coming in, so probably some new fans to the game. And there's likely a new bent that I can put on the whole cross-checking thing, because it's still a thing. All right. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.